crooked FBI lawyer James Baker, one of the architects of Spygate, was involved in Twitter's decision to suppress Hunter Biden's laptop from Hell's Story. And if you follow me on my old channel that got deleted, you know that I talked about the laptop story way back then on the old channel. And I talked about Spygate, the whole Spygate thing, and James Baker and his corruption in that. This is stuff that all these people is you continue to hear the same names over and over again. So now we got James Baker, the crooked lawyer that I talked about. He got his hands in suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop story. I mean, just corruption at the highest levels. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my Instagram where I put out even more news. So check that out as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Elon Musk Friday evening, released Twitter's internal discussions that led to its decision to block any links exposing Hunter Biden's laptop from hell. The New York Post released damning and explosive contents from Hunter Biden's laptop in October 2020, several days before the general election. Twitter banned the New York Post at the time for their reporting on crackhead Hunter Biden and his illegal dealings. One of the Twitter executives involved in the decision to suppress the Hunter laptop story in October 2020 was none other than former FBI lawyer James Baker. Baker resigned from the FBI in 2018 and began working for Twitter in June 2020. James Baker, Twitter's deputy general counsel at the time, advised Twitter execs to block access to the Hunter Biden laptop story, even though they knew the materials were not hacked. See, that was the original lie that they came out with. They said it was hacked, so they're not gonna allow it to be shared on Twitter, and they knew it was false. They knew that was false at the time. But James Baker also interfered in the 2016 election when he acted as a running dog for Hillary Clinton's lawyer Michael Sussman. Recall, Sussman was indicted last year for lying to the FBI. According to the indictment, Sussman falsely told then FBI lawyer James Baker he wasn't doing work for, quote, for any client when he asked for a meeting with the FBI where he presented bogus evidence the Trump Tower was secretly communicating with Kremlin-tied Alpha Bank. You know, I did a whole story on the whole Alpha Bank lie. They just totally made stories up. I mean, his whole Trump's whole tenure was full of lies. They just, because they couldn't find anything on the site, they just kept making stuff up. I mean, these stories, outrageous stories that would come out, it turned out to be false every time. But the media just ran along with it. James Baker has repeatedly defended the origins of the Trump-Russia probe. Hillary Clinton's phony Russia dossier kick-started the Trump-Russia investigation. However, James Baker insisted a tip about George Papadopoulos triggered the probe. Quote, the Papadopoulos information is what triggered us going down this path, Baker said. It would have been a dereliction of duty or not to investigate this information. And James Baker has now interfered in 2 presidential elections, and both times he worked to derail Trump while helping the Democrat candidate. I mean, just corruption on top of corruption, and they continue to get away with it. They continue to get away with it. Like, I can't even talk about the 2022 stuff because you know what will happen. So I mean, it's just crazy. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.